used to comb my thin hair straight back and wonder why I looked tired even on good days. Nobody told me it wasn't the color or the cut that was aging me. It was the way I was handling it every single morning. If your hair has gotten finer over the years, and you feel like nothing you do gives it life, this is exactly what we're fixing today. 4 simple steps, in order, that change how thin hair actually behaves on your head. I researched the worst styling mistakes and the best fixes for women over 50, so you get real results, fast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Part 1. The washing mistake that's flattening your hair. Here's something most women never hear from their stylist. The shampoo aisle is set up to sell you moisture. And moisture is the last thing thin hair needs at the root. You've been taught your whole life that healthy hair means soft, weighed down, conditioned within an inch of its life. For thin hair, that's the opposite of what you want. Heavy conditioners coat each strand and press it flat against your scalp. And once that happens, no amount of teasing or spray brings back the lift you lost in the shower. You know that moment when you catch your reflection in a shop window and your hair just looks flat against your head? That's not your hair failing you. That's the product failing your hair. The fix is switching to a volumizing, lightweight formula and being deliberate about where you apply it. Shampoo goes at the scalp, worked in with your fingertips in small circles, because that's where oil and buildup actually collect. Conditioner goes from the mid-length down to the ends only, never near the roots. This one change stops you from accidentally weighing down the exact area that needs the most lift. Once you've made that switch, there's a second layer to this. Cold water on your final rinse actually closes the hair cuticle, and a closed cuticle reflects more light. That's the difference between hair that looks dull under kitchen lighting and hair that catches a little shine when you walk past a mirror. It sounds small. It isn't. Give this 2 weeks and you'll notice something specific. Your part line won't show as much scalp because the strands aren't collapsing under their own weight anymore. That's the real marker of progress, not how your hair feels right out of the shower, but how it holds up 3 hours later. Here's the before and after that makes this real. Before, roots press flat against the scalp within hours of washing, part line wide and visible. After, roots standing slightly away from the scalp, part line narrow and full looking. All from a 5-minute change in the shower. Nothing added, nothing new bought, just moisture going where it actually helps instead of where habit put it. But washing is only the first domino. What you do in the next 60 seconds, before your hair even starts to dry, decides whether that lift survives the whole day. Part 2. What you're doing wrong the moment you step out of the shower. Most women reach for a towel and rub their hair dry the same way they've done since they were 20. That friction is exactly what thin hair can't afford. Fine strands are more fragile wet than dry, and rubbing roughens the outer layer of each one, which means by the time you're blow drying, you're styling hair that's already a little damaged before you've even started. You felt this before. You towel dry, catch a look at your hair in the mirror, and it already looks thinner than it did 5 minutes ago. That's not your imagination. That's mechanical stress showing up in real time. The fix here is a plopping technique using a soft microfiber towel, or even an old cotton t-shirt. Instead of rubbing, you gather the hair up into the towel and squeeze gently, letting it absorb water through pressure rather than friction. Then you leave it wrapped for a few minutes while you do the rest of your routine, moisturizer, makeup, whatever comes next. What changes is the starting point for everything after. Hair that hasn't been roughed up holds a blow-dry style twice as long, because the cuticle is still smooth and able to catch the round brush instead of frizzing against it. Women who make this switch tell me their afternoon hair finally looks like their morning hair, instead of falling apart by lunch. There's a second habit hiding in this same moment: reaching for a leave-in product while hair is still soaking wet. Too much liquid on top of liquid just slides off. The better window is right after plopping, when hair is damp but not dripping. That's when a lightweight root lifting spray actually has something to grip onto. Picture the before. Hair rubbed rough with a bath towel, product applied while dripping, roots collapsing before the blow dryer even turns on. Now the after. Hair pressed dry with a soft towel, product misted in at the perfect damp stage, roots primed and ready to hold lift for hours. Same 15 minutes of your morning, completely different foundation for the rest of the day. And that foundation only matters if the next tool in your hand is actually working with your hair instead of against it. Part 3. The blow-dry angle nobody explains right. Almost every tutorial tells you to dry your hair pointing the nozzle downward, because that's what smooths the cuticle. What they leave out is that downward-only drying is precisely what flattens thin hair against the scalp before you've even picked up a brush. Direction matters as much as heat. If you've ever finished blow-drying and felt like your hair looked somehow smaller than when it was wet, this is why. You dried it in the one direction guaranteed to compress it. The fix is drying your roots upside down, or at least tipped forward for the first several minutes. Using a round brush to lift the hair away from the scalp as warm air hits it. You're training the hair to dry in a lifted position instead of a flat one, and hair takes the shape it's dried in. Once you've built that lift at the roots, you flip your head back up and finish the mid-lengths and ends pointing the nozzle downward, the way you'd expect. This is where women notice the biggest shift in how they're perceived, not just how they feel. Roots that stand up red as fuller hair from across a room, which means people stop reflexively thinking thin hair and start just seeing her hair. Nobody's counting your strands. They're reading volume, and volume comes from the angle you dried it at, not the amount you actually have. Let it cool for 30 seconds before you touch it or run your fingers through it. Hair holds its shape once it's cool, and touching it while it's still warm undoes the very lift you just spent 5 minutes building. Before, nozzle pointed straight down from the first second, roots pressed flat, hair drying into the exact shape you were trying to escape. After, roots lifted first with a forward or upside down section, then finished smooth at the ends. Same dryer, same amount of time, a completely different result sitting on top of your head. There's one more piece most women skip entirely, and it's the reason a great blow-dry still collapses by early afternoon. Part 4. The finishing step that makes it last all day. Here's the part almost nobody mentions. A gorgeous blow-dry with zero finishing product is basically an invitation for humidity, static, and gravity to undo your work by 2 in the afternoon. Thin hair has less structural weight to resist those forces, so it needs a finishing step that most women skip because they're afraid of looking greasy or weighed down. You know that feeling of walking out the door proud of your hair, then catching yourself in the car mirror an hour later wondering where the volume went? That's not bad luck. That's an unfinished style with nothing holding it in place. The fix is a dry texture spray, applied at the roots from about 6 inches away. Not a heavy serum and not a stiff hold hairspray. Texture spray adds grip between the strands without adding weight, which means the lift you built with your blow dryer actually has something to hold onto for hours instead of collapsing under its own softness. I remember a woman writing to me about a lunch with her daughter-in-law, the kind of lunch where you want to feel put together. She'd done everything right that morning except this last step, and by dessert her hair had gone flat again, and she felt herself deflate right along with it. 1 bottle of texture spray later, she told me the compliments started coming at the same lunch spot the following month. Small step, real difference. Once the spray is in, tip your head forward 1 more time and give your roots a gentle shake with your fingers instead of a brush. This breaks up any stiffness and makes the volume look natural instead of sprayed in place, which is the difference between hair that looks styled and hair that looks done to you. Before, a beautiful morning blow-dry with nothing to hold it, flattening by early afternoon into the same tired shape you started with years ago. After, the same blow-dry finished with a light texture spray and a gentle shake, still holding lift at dinner time, still catching light the way it did at 8 in the morning. For steps, done in order from the shower to the last shake of your fingers. That's the whole shift, and it costs you nothing you don't already own. You've now got the whole sequence: washing with moisture only where it belongs, drying gently instead of roughly, angling your blow-dry to build lift instead of flattening it, and finishing with texture instead of leaving it unprotected. That's not a bigger routine, it's a smarter one, and your hair is about to look fuller than it has in years. Which one of these 4 steps were you never doing before today? Tell me in the comments. I want to know exactly where this clicks for you. Next week I'm covering the haircut lengths that add the most visible volume for thin hair, so you'll want to be here for that one. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Beauty, and I'll see you in the next one.